Welcome to Sam Podcast.
Enjoy listening to English every day.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Season 3 of the Sam Podcast. We'll be talking about business plans this season with me, Mr. Sam. Today, we're diving into a topic that is extremely relevant in today's world, yet surprisingly tricky: how to write a business plan for a mobile phone shop. Now, opening a mobile phone shop may sound straightforward. You stock phones, sell accessories, maybe offer repairs. But if you want it to succeed, there's a lot more planning involved than just having the latest models on your shelves. I'm excited to be joined by a very special guest, someone who has helped several small retail tech businesses grow successfully. Please welcome Ms. Emily Johnson.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sam. I'm really happy to be here. And yes, mobile phone shops may look easy from the outside, but there's a lot going on behind the scenes.
I knew we would have a lively discussion today. Emily, you've worked with tech retailers for years. Do you think most new shop owners underestimate the complexity of starting a mobile phone business?
Absolutely. Many people think it's as simple as buy phones, sell phones. But there's inventory management, pricing strategies, supplier contracts, repair services, and marketing to consider.
I see your point, but here's my argument. Some small shops succeed just by offering popular models at competitive prices.
Sure, some do, but they often hit a growth ceiling quickly. Without a business plan, you can't scale sustainably or handle unexpected challenges.
All right. Let's dig into it. Let's start at the very beginning, the executive summary. Many people skip this section entirely.
That's a huge mistake. The executive summary is the first impression of your business plan, even if it's written last.
Exactly. People often get confused because it comes first in the plan, but you write it after all the other sections are complete.
Right, and it should include A, the store name, B, location, C, products and services offered, D, target market, F, competitive advantage, and G, basic financial projections.
Let's make an example. Imagine a shop called Tech Connect Mobile.
Nice name.
The executive summary could say, Tech Connect Mobile will provide the latest smartphones, accessories, and repair services to urban professionals and students. With competitive pricing, reliable service, and a focus on customer satisfaction, Tech Connect Mobile aims to become the go-to mobile shop in the city.
Perfect. It's concise, clear, and highlights the unique value proposition.
And the goal is also to sound professional enough that investors or partners will take you seriously. Now let's talk about market research. Some new shop owners skip this entirely because they assume everyone needs phones.
That assumption is dangerous. Market research answers key questions. A, who are your competitors? B, which models are most popular in your area? C, what are the price ranges people are willing to pay? And D, what additional services do customers want?
Exactly. I've seen shops fail because they stocked only premium models in a neighborhood that preferred mid-range phones.
Yes, that's why knowing your target market is essential.
Speaking of which, who exactly are your customers?
It depends on the shop location and strategy. For example, A, students and young professionals who want the latest phones. B, families looking for affordable phones. C, local businesses needing multiple devices. And D, people who need repair services or accessories.
Ah, repair services. That's something many new owners overlook.
Exactly. Repairs can be high-margin services, especially for smartphones.
And don't forget trade-ins. Many customers want to upgrade without losing too much money.
Yes, trade-in programs can drive repeat business.
So, Emily, what's the typical product mix for a mobile phone shop?
Usually A, smartphones, various brands and price ranges. B, phone accessories, cases, chargers, headphones, screen protectors. C, repair services. And D, trade-ins or buyback programs.
Some shops also offer tech support or tutorials, right?
Absolutely. Even a simple how to use your new phone session can add value and build loyalty.
I love that idea. Customers feel more connected to your shop when you educate them. All right, here comes the tricky part, location. Some experts say you must have high foot traffic, but I disagree.
Oh, tell me more.
High foot traffic means high rent, and mobile phone shops already have high startup costs.
That's true, but visibility matters. People can't buy from a shop they don't know exists.
Exactly. I think a medium traffic location near other tech or electronic shops can be ideal.
I agree, especially if you have online presence and delivery options. Then you can expand your reach beyond walk-ins.
Now let's discuss suppliers. Many new owners buy from distributors without checking credibility.
That's a big mistake. Reliable suppliers are critical for A, product availability, B, competitive pricing, C, warranty and after-sales support.
And inventory management is another challenge.
Yes, mobile phones have high value, and unsold stock ties up cash.
Exactly. Some shops also use inventory software to track stock, sales, and orders in real time. Now let's get to my favorite part, marketing.
Mine too.
Mobile phone shops have huge opportunities. A, social media campaigns showing new arrivals. B, online promotions and discounts. C, collaborations with local influencers. And D, hosting launch events for new models.
Exactly. And showcasing repair services or tutorials online can attract a loyal following.
Word of mouth is powerful too. A happy customer brings 3 more.
Yes, and small touches like personalized service can make a big difference.
Let's talk about staff. Many owners underestimate how important trained staff are.
Absolutely. Knowledgeable staff, A, understand product specifications, B, can troubleshoot customer issues, C, build trust and loyalty.
Training is essential, especially with new phone models released frequently.
Yes, and scheduling is critical. Some shops struggle to balance sales staff and repair technicians.
Time for the serious part, finances.
Always the scary part.
Startup costs for a mobile phone shop can include A, rent and renovation, B, initial phone stock, C, accessories and display items, D, staff salaries, E, marketing budget, and F, equipment for repairs.
Exactly. And cash flow management is critical. Phones are expensive, and delayed sales can hurt the business.
Profit margins are often small on the phones themselves, so repairs, accessories, and trade-ins are key to sustaining profit. Let's cover risk management.
Yes, risks include A, rapid changes in phone models and technology, B, price competition from online stores, C, theft or fraud, and D, supplier delays.
And poor customer service can destroy reputation quickly.
Exactly. That's why planning and training are essential.
Emily, after this discussion, I must admit, running a mobile phone shop is much more complex than I thought.
Many people realize that after they start planning.
But a strong business plan can help navigate challenges, manage finances, and grow sustainably.
Absolutely. It also helps in securing loans or partnerships if needed.
And ensures you don't waste money on unnecessary stock or ineffective marketing.
Exactly.
All right, everyone, that brings us to the end of today's episode about how to write a business plan for a mobile phone shop.
We hope this discussion gives you insights on planning, operations, and marketing before starting your tech retail business.
Thank you for listening to the SAM Podcast.
And remember, a great business starts with a great plan, just like a new phone works best with a full battery.
Perfect ending.
See you next episode, everyone.